80-64, minute 14 to go. Logan on the long trail on the way to a comeback here. John, I think they waited a little too long to come back in this one. I know they beat two quality teams on like this, Wheeling Park and Chesapeake, Ohio, but let's face it, Princeton Day is neither one of those teams.
No, they're not, Tony. This is a whole nother caliber. We was at that MLK showcase on Martin Luther King Day. We got to see a couple prep academies play. Man, I tell you what, this school right here is just as good, or if not better, than both those teams we saw. Actually, all four teams that we saw. We got to watch one that we didn't cover. But man, just athletes, Tony, top to bottom. They got 7 players 6'6" or bigger. We don't find that too often in public schools, and they've definitely exploited that here tonight. As Logan very rarely come up with a rebound.
Stefan Monga is going to score. 10 points there altogether for Mr. Monga. He'll go for his 11th. They're going to give the foul. It's number 21. David Brown, his second. As the Logan faithful start to file out, try to beat the traffic, as they can be a little stingy on the island.
I was thinking just the same thing, Tony. There's very few times that you can come over here and the Logan crowd will disperse before the game's over. But, Hatcher and them, they'll build off this, Tony. They'll go watch the film. They'll get some practice in. They're still undefeated within all the teams in the state. And this will be their first loss in West Virginia, but, it's not a WVSSAC team. So, Hatcher can look at this. They had bright spots, that they can probably build on. But congratulations, Paul Herbert Williams, being the all-time career scoring leader for the Logan Wildcats.
Even though they lost, you can still say he got something out of the deal.
Yeah.
He got a big monkey off his back, to say the least, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I know. Well, we know Paul just from, talking with him in the booth, Tony, and what a humble kid he is. He'd much rather had the W and took 11 points.
It's going to be a bittersweet night for him to be all-time leading scorer. He definitely would have rather done it against Wheeling Park or Chesapeake, I'm sure.
You're right. Well, this was Logan's second home game, Tony, so the Wildcat fans, they got 7 more to look forward to.
They got plenty of good basketball coming. And hopefully we're going to be here for most of them along the way.
Yep. We'll be here Tuesday as their makeup game with Preston at 7:30. Fortunate enough we're still going to be here to cover that game. They also play next Saturday at home against Northland, Ohio. I know you're real excited about that one, being from the state of Ohio. And
Northeast Ohio, too. That's where Northland's from.
Yep.
Northeastern part of the state, up around Cleveland. Jared Sellinger, now at Ohio State, if you've heard the name. He'll likely be a one-and-doner at Ohio State and go to top 5 in the NBA draft. Well, his dad is still the head coach at Northland, Ohio, and last year they were top 10 in the nation. So they're going to make the trek down here to Logan, West Virginia. So Logan fans, you get to go from Princeton Day Academy with the number 4 kid in the nation as a sophomore in the sophomore class, getting to host a prior top 10 nationally ranked team in the country. Congratulations.
Yeah, good draw, good lottery, but that's what Hatcher wants. He wants to put his boys through the test all year long. So that way when the state tournament comes, Tony, it's kind of easy on him.
Yeah, he's like George Washington. Like, oh, yeah?
I'll
see your George Washington. I'll raise you one Chris Thomas. Also raise you one Chesapeake. Yeah. Irmo, South Carolina.
Yeah, GW's a good team, Tony. Don't take nothing from them. They're a AAA powerhouse, but they're no Princeton Day Academy. The guys, if everybody was here tonight, got to see athletes. I'm going to say at least 2 of them, 2, probably 3, maybe more. Tony will go on to play Division I basketball.
Oh, yeah. And, I don't see one, not at all.
Yep, that's why they went there. They went there for basketball to try to hone their skills. They gain a higher education in doing that, but they're there for basketball, Tony. And it's just, my mind's just blown. I was sitting there just thinking about the athletes and the way they can run up and down the floor. Now, listen, Deontay is a quick kid. He's quick on the basketball court, fast on the football field. I don't know that he could run down Chris Thomas in a foot race.
No. Chris Thomas, he would run the full length of that floor pretty quick.
Yep. Well, we normally pause for our WVSN player of the game, but
well,
pretty hands down, ain't it, Tony?
Yeah, when you always you know greatness when you see it. You can always tell when you got that person. That's a cut above everybody. He's always a cut ahead of the rest of the talent and everything, everybody out on the court. You can always tell when, you're witnessing something special. and tonight, that player was Chris Thomas of Princeton Day Academy, the number 4 recruit in the class of 2013, the number 1 shooting guard. He had 9 2-point conversions, didn't have to go to the free throw line, and this was without even scoring in the first quarter, John. Still had 24 points tonight to lead all scorers in this one. So congratulations to Chris Thomas.
Yeah, he was a man amongst boys. He's our WVSportsNet.com player of the game. Congratulations. We'd send you a DVD. I guess we can send it to the school. We'll try to look up their address.
If he gets it, he gets it. If not, we're out some postage.
Yeah. I feel like he's probably got bigger fish to fry, but he was on our network, and he still is our player of the game, and that's our policy, Tony.
Oh, goodness. But still, thanks again to everybody at Logan, West Virginia. And for hosting us once again here, WVSportsCenter.com. The hospitality, as always, is always premium. Thank you, Jeff Williamson, once again.
Yes.
He's our go-to man down here. Comes through in the clutch. And again, this is Tony Lane, John Foster. We are WVSportsNet.com.
Your sports voice of the Valley.